Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Subrata Sarkar. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry more than 22 years. Today, I'll be discussing a special manufacturing technology that is 3D printing. 3D printing is not for printing, it's not a technology for printing on the paper and documents. 3D printing is basically a manufacturing method where the objects are made by either by fusing or the depositing the material like plastics, metal, ceramic, liquid, even the living cell by layer to create a 3D objects. And this is also called rapid prototyping or the additive manufacturing. You can see here in this picture how 3D printing components are made. Such critical components, for making the conventional way, it needs a lot of manufacturing techniques and process. But for making 3D printing such components, you just need to make a 3D model in the computer by engineering software, say Unigraphics, Pro, CATIA, and then feed this software into the machine. The way we do the document printing on a paper, the machine can make the component instantly. Here the video is a little bit faster, but this making such component, it won't take more than 5 minutes. But if we make the think of the conventional of making such component, so a lot of fixture toolings etc. would be come into this picture. So it is a very faster process actually. Even this is not applicable for the plastic material. You can see here in this engineering components where the strength factor is very important. Special metallic material, strong and light, high strength component used in heavy engineering machinery parts. That's also making the 3D printing process actually. Say for example you need a pipe which has got a different metallurgical property, but that pipe is not available in the market and you need only this much of length of pipe. So making ordering such special pipe would not be economical or feasible, but you can make anything actually, like any size, any metallurgical property of the components you needed for making 3D printing actually. So it is the number one actually type of manufacturing process where the new product development is concerned actually. And also, so basically 3D printing machine consists of the computer system where this 3D printing 3D model needs to be done, and you have machine has got a X, Y, Z 3 axis movements, basic movements, and as well as the head of the printer has got a universal 360-degree movement actually. So these machines are mainly basically 5-axis machine or even more axis, more than the 5-axis machine. So you need to do the so this type of machine can be put in your drawing room even actually. It is not because it is a so clean process is such that environment is totally clean actually. So making such 3D model, you need to make 3D printing object. You need to create the component in your computer by 3D software like Unigraphics, Pro, CATIA, etc. different other. Then the 3D model fed into the machine will create the object which you want actually. And these are the basic raw materials. In case of the polymer material, it looks like it's a plastic material in a common understanding, but these material properties are much higher than the normally plastics available in the market actually. And in many cases this plastic material, the polymer material, has got the property even much better than the steels actually. So many people have idea that by 3D printing process you can make some toys and etc. But it's not that actually. A lot of high precision components like the robotic components and so many high precision and high strength components are making by 3D printing technology actually. And these are the powder form of the different grade of the metal, a different composition of the metals are available as a raw material. You need to feed this dust of the powder in the machine, and machine will generate heat and some semi-liquid for liquid form. It will come and create by layer the 3D object you want to create actually. And you can see here in this picture a gear is making by 3D printing process. And gear is a component for power transmission and engineering machine and equipments. So these are the components which needs much more engineering strength, high accuracy. Gear is a high accurate geometrically one of the highest accurate component in mechanical engineering industry. That is also making by 3D printing process. And you can see this car is a prototype development done in California 2 years back. 100% component of this car is made by 3D printing process. Even the engine blocks of the car is made by 3D metal printing process actually. So 3D print, by 3D printing you can make just anything actually, any composition you will need it. And it needs lot of time saving, and it can develop the things in days and hours actually. And there are major industries who are using this 3D printing application. Number one is the healthcare industry, number two the manufacturing industry, automotive industry, aerospace industry, and construction industries are making 3D printing technology massively. And the highest user of the 3D printing technology as on date is the automotive industry. The 37% of the total market demand for 3D printing from automotive sector, consumer products around 19% by making by 3D printing technology, healthcare industries 3D printing technology by 17%, and industrial general products by 12%. And you see that country-wise 3D printing is a new technology. It is not yet spreaded very much in all countries. US is the 38% user of the 3D printing technology as on date, but there are developed countries like China, Japan, Germany. They are also using 3D printing significantly nowadays, and day by day this using of the 3D printing is increasing like anything. And the compounded annual growth rate of this 3D printing business is more than 16% CAGR. And you see the turnover of the 3D printing components in 2 years back, I'm saying in 2016 is more than 500 million US dollar actually. In 3D printing there are two types of machine. One is the small machine used in the domestically inside a home as a and another is the industrial machine, bigger machine. So at the beginning the industrial machine were more and the 3D print, but nowadays day by day I'll show you the pie chart for 3D printing, how the progress is coming, like from 2014 to in 4 years, 14 to 2018. Earlier the desktop type small 3D printer machine was 11%, and now it is increased by 25%. So day by day the individuals, engineers, they are purchasing the 3D printing in their domestic level, keeping at home, and they are making components and supplying to industry. So day by day, nowadays, you'll find that everybody has a computer in their home, and obviously printer is there at home. Maybe after 20 years, most of us will have a 3D printer machine in our home for making some different small domestic products and components by our own self actually. This day will come after 20 years. And if you see the turnover of the demands of the 3D printing components by the quantity is increasing in last 4 years by 500%, and the revenue is also increased by 300% in 3D printing. So 3D printing is one of the highest growing sector at this moment in the engineering industry, and the projections shown in 3D printing in 2020, in 2020, the 20 billion US dollar for the 3D printing, and a lot of it's a process like you can see the high precision drilling technology. It can be done by 3D printing process. Such type of critical components, anything actually can be made by 3D printing process. One of the major sector, which is a very high-end sector like aerospace and aeronautical industry, where these turbines maintenance are very costly components actually. These are you all have seen this in aeroplane also. You'll find you can see the outside from the aeronautical engine. Such type of this there's a turbine, these blades got wear when the planes or the aeronautical or the aircraft are running, and after some times there is due to wear this cannot function actually. So either you have to reject it, put it new, and make this maintenance of the blades. But maintenance of such high precision blade is a very difficult task for the manufacturing industry, and it was not so easy actually. Many times got rejected for during repairing actually. 3D printing is such a technology. It is so precise technology. You can easily make the maintenance of this 3D printing technology. So nowadays industrial maintenance application of the aeronautical and aerospace industry, 3D printing is contributing like anything actually. You can see here in this picture how 3D printing can create any types of the spiral. It can make the spiral very low at a low cost for the metal, as well as the maintenance of the spiral. Such things actually it can do. So it's a huge and a great solution for aeronautical industry actually. You can see how the metal are deposited making a solid blocks. So layer by layer in different directions depending on the design of the components actually. So anything actually by its geometry, by metallurgical properties is a flexible to 3D printer actually. And nowadays any individual can create their own workshop at the home actually by putting a 3D printing machine which is a highly sophisticated and which will give very least manufacturing time, and as well as after certain quantity it is also very economic as well, and there is a quality has no issue actually. 100% is a very quality jobs you will expect. It is 100% process dependent actually. So find this presentation is interesting, you can share with your friends, and if you have not yet subscribed my channel, you can subscribe my channel by clicking on this bell icon so that you can get the notification for my future presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.